Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Easy English Learning. In today's English class, we'll be doing our next poem of literature, that is A Nation's Strength. This poem is written by Ralph Waldo Emerson. He was an American essayist, lecturer, philosopher, and a poet. As a lecturer and orator, Emerson became the leading voice of intellectual culture in the United States. The poem A Nation's Strength first appeared in Our Little Kings and Queens at Home and at School. In this poem, the speaker says that the power and success of a nation does not lie in its gold and jewels, but in its brave and heroic women and men. So this poem, it is in the form of rhetorical questions. And finally, the poet's conclusion regarding what nation's strength is and what is not. So the poem has been divided into 6 stanzas having 4 lines each. And the rhyme scheme of the poem is ABAB. So let's start the poem. Let's read it. A nation's strength. What makes a nation's pillars high and its foundations strong? What makes it mighty to defy the foes that round it strong? Now, in the first stanza, compared with a building, the poet is simply asking the readers in a rhetoric way that what makes a nation's pillars high and its foundations strong, and what makes it mighty. Mighty means powerful. That what makes it powerful. Foundations means the lowest part of a building on which the building stands. That is the foundation. So the poet is asking the readers that what makes a nation's pillars high and its foundations strong, and what makes it mighty. Mighty means powerful. To defy. Defy means to challenge, to resist the foes. Foes means enemies that round it strong. That means that such kind of enemies, strong means that gather in great numbers. That such kind of enemies, those gather around any nation to damage it, to create a challenge for it. So, what is that thing that make a nation strong? That help it to resist its enemies. What is it? He is asking the readers. Now, in next stanza, let's read it out. What happened? It is not gold, its kingdoms grand, go down in battle shock, its shafts are laid on sinking sand, not on abiding rock. Now, in the second stanza, the poet is answering his question himself. He is telling the answer himself that it is not gold. The poet answers that it is neither materialistic things, no kind of materialistic things, nor money that makes any nation grand or its kingdoms grand. It is not gold. A country that is rich and has ample amount of resources means go down in battle shock. Battle shock means medical. It's a medical term, that is a mental breakdown on the battlefield, typically due to the stress or battle. If we look at the battle shock, means if some kind of battle take place, so a shock is there, so its shafts are laid on sinking sand, not on abiding rock. A country that is rich and has ample of resources is always prone to attacks from outside. Now the poet is telling us that if a country that is rich and has ample of resources is always prone to attack from outside, thus, its foundation lays on sinking sand rather than abiding rock. Sinking sand means something that is sinking, that will not help it to lay its foundation strong, rather than abiding rock. Abiding means lasting a long time, means only a rock lasts for a long time, not sand. It just sink away, it just pass away. So it is the rock that lays its foundation strong. Now, the third stanza. Is it the sword? Ask the red dust of empires passed away. The blood has turned their stones to rust, their glory to decay. Now, in this third stanza, the poet raises another question, that he asks whether it is the sword. Sword here means power, which makes a nation great. Now he's asking, in the second stanza, he gave answer himself that it is not gold, it is not materialistic things that make any nation strong. Now in the third stanza, he's asking another question, that is it the sword which makes a nation great? Means sword here stands for power. The poet asks us to look into the past and see the big empires whose foundation was laid on blood and power. Now he's asking us to see the big empires whose foundation was laid on blood and power. According to the poet, the blood has turned their stones to rust and their glory to decay. And what he's saying that the blood that was shed for the kingdoms that has turned their stones to rust, means everything has turned to rust and their glory to decay. So power is also not something that makes a nation strong. Means everything that is related to power, that glory will also decay with time. That will not last forever. Now next stanza. And is it bright? Ah, that bright crown has seemed to nations sweet, but God has struck its luster down in ashes at his feet. Now, in the fourth stanza, the poet is wondering that if it is the pride, according to him, pride is what it is. It is a bright crown that has always been very something sweet to nations. Means everybody is willing to have power, to have pride, to have crown. They feel proud of their power, empire, and resources. Everybody wants to have that. Everybody wants to have power. However, pride is such thing which will not last forever. But God has struck its luster down in ashes at his feet. What does this mean? God does not like it. God does not like anyone who is having pride. And hence those who felt proud of themselves and their possessions were brought down to ashes at his feet, at the feet of God. So pride is also not something that makes a nation great or strong. Not gold, but only men can make a people great and strong. Men who for truth and honor's sake stand fast and suffer long. Now, in the next stanza, the poet is answering his question that it is not materialistic things, but men, but people of any nation who can make a nation great and strong. These are the men who stand and suffer for the sake of truth and honor. They are those people which help a country to become great and strong. Such people of any country, either men or women, they make a nation strong. It's the people who make a nation strong. Neither gold, nor sword, nor pride. Now, the last stanza. Brave men who work while others sleep, who dare while others fly, they build a nation's pillars deep and lift them to the sky. Now, here the poet is telling us that those brave men work while others sleep. Means while other people are sleeping and they still work, they are still working, they are still doing their work. They dare to face problems when others run away. Others fly. It means that when some people they run away from the problems, but they stay there. They dare means they have the courage to do something. They have the courage to face the problems. According to the poet, these are the only people who make the foundation of a nation strong and take their progress to the sky. Lift them to the sky means and help their nation to have progress and reach to the new skies. Thus, the nation's strength is great men, and they are what makes a nation great and strong. So, this was the poem A Nation's Strength, written by Ralph Waldo Emerson. If you have any doubt, you can ask in the comments, or you can ask otherwise also on my blog also. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked this, please share, and for more videos like this, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.